name's Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. Today is Try It Thursday. For Try It Thursday this week, I wanted to try a recipe that my mom used to make for us as a dessert very often. We had it a lot of times. I always thought it was an Irish dessert, but when I was looking up some information about it, they say it was either in Australia or New Zealand that was first made, and it was made in honor of a Russian ballerina. But it's called pavlova, and we had it growing up a lot, and so I thought I'm going to give it a try. I've never made it myself, and I watched a couple of videos. Now our recipe's a little bit different than theirs, but I will go ahead and show you. And I'm going to make a couple of them. I'm going to make one for Bill and I to share, and then I'm going to make two other smaller ones, one to give to Cal and Ashley and one to give to Claudine. Because if I'm going to make them, I'm going to make them. Now, this is going to get loud, so, and you have to beat this for a long time. So this is 1.5 cups of egg whites, which is, normally it's 12 eggs. Yeah, I can't separate eggs very good anymore. So it took me about 15 eggs to get 12 that were separated. But anyway, there was 12 egg whites there. And, but you can make one pavlova with 4 egg whites. So you don't need a dozen eggs to do it. I'm just making 3 of them. So I'm going to get started here. I'm not going to have you listening to all the beating. I'm going to tell you that it does beat for a very long time. That's important to do it. So when I'm beating it, I'm going to bring it till it's frothy. And then I'm going to take it just past that to the soft peak. And then I will come back and show you what we do then. Okay? Okay, I'm going to show you how it's getting frothy like that. So I'm just going to keep on going. I just wanted you to see how it was getting very, very frothy, but it's not at soft peaks yet. I also realized that one of the main ingredients that I needed was cornstarch, and I don't have any. Bill went to see if he could get some at the store, and the first store he went to was out. So I just did an investigation, and if he can't find any, then I'm going to substitute with just plain flour. But it's supposed to be cornstarch. We'll see. It's also going to tell, you know how sometimes you're giving signs that things are not meant to be. When I went to get married the first time, I knew I shouldn't be getting married, but I did anyway. But the day I went to get married, I was wearing a wedding dress, just like an ordinary type dress, but fancier. I was wearing that, and I forgot my shoes. So I had mucklucks under my wedding dress. That should have told me, you're not meant to be doing this. Okay, now let's see if that's soft peaks. That's pretty much soft peaks. So, now, I'm going to start adding the sugar. And the sugar gets added, the sugar gets added very, very slowly. 1 tablespoon at a time into the mixture, and you just want to go ever so slow, because if you don't, apparently all the sugar will sink to the bottom, and the idea is that all these granules are going to spread throughout it. Now, this was, it calls for fine berry sugar. This was ordinary granulated sugar, but I took it and I put it through my food processor to break it up just a little bit finer. It's not as fine as berry sugar, but it will work. They have said it will work. So we're going to see whether it works without the cornstarch, and if it works with the berry without the berry sugar. We're going to try all of those things, but I'm so looking forward to this dessert. I cannot tell you. So I'm going to go 1 tablespoon at a time. I'm going to show you a couple of them going in, and then I'm going to shut you down so you don't have to listen to all this noise. So, and this machine here, this is my new mixer. It is powerful. Oh, this is first speed. Now they do say that it will take about 10 minutes to get that into the mixture. So I'll come back when I've got that all mixed in. And we're back. Okay, so they said that if I didn't have cornstarch, that I could try substituting all-purpose flour 2-to-1. So I've got 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour in here and a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And then it said that this one we're going to sort of fold in. So I'm just going to give this one last little zhuzh. This is really a powerful machine though.
Yeah.
They're just getting it like, getting it as far up as this was so quick. I was shocked. Okay. Now. Yeah, it's sticky all right.
Tastes good though?
Tastes like marshmallow.
Oh.
I'm going to have to go and wash my hands. But
Yeah, I'm gonna make myself some meat.
yeah, let me just get this splash of vanilla. I'm going to fold this in. I'm not going to wash my hands until I finish because it's just going to get,
Mucky again.
yeah. So, and this was the biggest glass bowl I had, and they said that you had to use a glass bowl, and this is sort of the biggest glass bowl I have. So, now if I was only making the one and not wanting to make for the kids, I wouldn't have had to have it so big. Okay, now I'm going to just wipe my hands off so that I can show you how I put this into the containers.
The machine's still running? Huh?
Yeah. Yep, I'm still running. Okay. Now, where my mom's recipe differed from some other people's, Mom did hers in a pan with sides on it. The people that I saw on the internet were doing it on a flat pan. Mom always did hers with wax paper run under ice cold water. I tried that earlier this morning and it wasn't working for me. So I did parchment paper and ran it under ice cold water. So we're going to try that. So let's start by putting, now this doesn't have to be filling up the can by any stretch. It just needs to be in the container. I have something to take it off the spatula here. Okay, get this one little more dollop.
It warmed up.
And then we're going to spread it out and so that we put a little dip in the middle. Now, I'll show you what I mean by a little dip in the middle. You see, I've made sort of like a little nest. We'll pretend like a bird's nest.
Wow.
So, now we'll put this one over. And the trick to this is how long it cooks in the oven and how low the temperature is. We're going to start at 250 degrees. And at 1 hour mark, we're going to move it down to 200. And when we move it down to 200, it's going to cook for another 30 minutes. And then we've got to cool it slowly. So you can leave it in the oven with the oven turned off to cool it, or you can put it on your countertop. But don't rush it. Don't put it into the fridge. And it will be crunchy, and on the outside it'll be all sort of hard and crunchy, and on the inside it'll be soft and marshmallowy. Okay, so now we're going to do the main one. You're just going to plunk it sort of in a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing perfect about a pavlova, except the taste. Boy, this brings back memories to me. Ooh. but it's been so many years since I have seen my mom make a pavlova, and I have to admit I've never made a pavlova, but I've eaten many pavlovas. I think that's the reason I'm heavy. Don't necessarily cook the stuff, I eat it. Oh my goodness, there was a lot of cream in here. Let me just see if those don't need any more in them. They're big enough. Okay, so now we want to do that, making it a dip in the middle like a nest. And then we're just going to sort of pull the sides up like this, just to make it look a little prettier. Just like that. There we go. 250 degrees for 1 hour. Lower the temperature down to 200 for 30 minutes, then we'll be back. Okay, I thought I would just show you what they look like. I'm just going to let them cool now. So I'm just going to pull this out here just a smidge so that you can see. See, they're just like that. Now I'm going to leave them in there for a couple of hours to cool. And then I'm going to fill them with cream and fruit. So I'll show you once they're all beautiful and filled. Who's ready to see what a good dessert looks like? All right, here we go. I've got the kids' ones in the fridge already, so I'll give them to Claudine afterwards. So I'm just going to turn you down there. And that's what a pavlova is. And it's crispy on the outside, marshmallowy on the inside, and then you got cream and fruit. So if you want to try it, I will have the recipe up in the description box. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.